Hello everybody, we're here, Final Fantasy XIV, in front of the Wandering Minstrel to start doing the Rising event quest. Symphony of Life. The Wandering Minstrel is concerned for a visitor to 𝘿𝙬𝙤. This quest is available for limited time only. Well now, if it isn't my friend Biyoko, 'tis a pleasure to see you again. And a stroke of serendipity that it should be here and now. You see, just earlier, I chanced to meet a woman who is looking for an acquaintance. Being a visitor to 𝘿𝙬𝙤, however, she struggles to make headway and could use the assistance of a reliable adventurer. If you are willing to provide your aid, I should be glad to compensate you for your troubles. I only ask that you share the details with me afterwards. As a minstrel, I am ever in search of inspiration for song, and much can be had during the Rising when we remember the past even as we look to the future. So, what say you? Will you do me this favor? Of course I will. I do everything. I am truly grateful. Without further ado, I bid you seek out the woman in question. A keeper of the moon garbed in red. She is making inquiries at the Aft Castle and is like to still be there. Will you attend her? I shall be nearby, taking in observance. I look forward to hearing your report at the conclusion of your task. Yeah, sure, bro. Where is this lady? Right over here. Oh, cutscene time. I like her hair. Still not so much as a clue. Where could she have gotten to? Yes, is there something? The minstrel sent you to help me. Well now, how very thoughtful of him. I must admit, I'm at my wit's end. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Bathu Molkoh, a member of the Orchestra Gridania, and as you already heard, I'm searching for someone. Can I truly count on your aid? The person I seek is a woman named 𝘖𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙖𝙀. I have to find her. I simply have to. Why do you want to find her so bad? Why? Because she's my biggest rival, and I need to settle matters with her. 𝘖𝙤𝙧𝙖𝙀 is a musician like me, and we've been battling it out in exams and competitions for years now. Freakishly talented is 𝘖𝙤𝙧𝙖𝙀. She looks carefree as you please, but no one immerses themselves in the music like her. And her expressiveness is second to none. As hard as I practice, more often than not, she'd get the better of me. And then she disappeared, just up and left, sometime after the calamity struck. Word has it that she became an adventurer. But it makes no sense. She had poured her life into music, why would she suddenly cast it aside? She hasn't been seen in Gridania since then, and for a while, I'd feared the worst. But then, an acquaintance involved in the Rising told me that she'd been seen in limbs of Lyngsath, and I made my way over as fast as I could. Not that I care for her or anything, I want to give her a piece of my mind, is all. Tell her to return to music and not waste her talents. But since arriving here, I haven't found a single clue. I'm not sure where to begin looking. Drinking holes are always a good bet. Adventurers Guild might do something. Indeed, in which case, we'll want to head to the tavern yonder. The drowning something. Come on. Bathu Molkoh. Right, the drowning wench. That was the name. How macabre. Anyway, let's try speaking with the barkeep first. Well, if it ain't Miyoko, I'd ask what you're having, but you don't look as you're eating food and drink. What can I eat for then? Jesus Christ. Speak English. An adventurer, what ails from Gardania? Name of 𝙂𝙚 Alright, the archer lass. I remember signing her up and seeing her running around these parts. That being said, we ain't supposed to divulge the particulars of guild members. Oh, I suppose there's no harm in sharing a thing or two. After the calamity, we had no shortage of inquiries for missing persons, and I understand the pain of not knowing what's become of your own. Since signing up with the guild, 𝙂𝙚's mainly taken on the little tasks, delivering packages, clearing away debris, and I searching for people too. That's rather unexpected. I'd assume adventurers did grander things like exploring new lands, solving mysteries. Otherwise, why would 𝙂𝙚 give up her life's passion? Some few adventurers embark on grand quests and accomplish great feats. 'Tis true enough. But most are content to make a difference in folks' everyday lives, and 𝙂𝙚 struck me as the sort what simply enjoy to helping others. You also have to remember the calamity turned lives upside down. I expect she had her reasons for choosing a new path. Now, if you wants to track down your friend, the quickest way to be through her work. Late, she's taken on a bunch of jobs for the Rising, and old Lyngsath was one of her clients. You could do worse than have a chat with the bloke. It's a fair distance to the Bismarck, and I'd hate for our visitor to run afoul of Lyngsath's less savory elements. Make sure she gets to where she needs to go safely, eh? Yeah, sure, man. Thank you, Bodrod. I'll keep your words in mind. I'll mention it last, and whatever it is you intend afterwards, I pray you're able to reunite with 𝙂𝙚. Whatever the fuck. I'd wanted to tell 𝙂𝙚 to give up adventuring and turn to music, but now I'm not so sure. What led her to make her choice? By retracing her steps, perhaps I could understand her better. I must say, it's amazing how quickly we managed to pick up her trail with your help. I'm also impressed that Bodrod remembers the adventures he's met. Right, let's do as he suggested and seek out Master Lyngsath. Ray, lead the way. Scoring NPCs. Yeah, we don't need a fucking tutorial on this. Where's the guy? Way over there? Okay. We should get all the little bubbles. Discuss the Bismarck. So this is the Bismarck. Did you know, Miyoko? This place is famous not only for its cuisine, but for hosting soirees with renowned musicians as well. It's a great honor to be invited to perform here, and 𝙂𝙚 and I used to make a big fuss about who would get the call first. Well, that's nice. Go over here. Looks like there's something else over here. discuss the adventures. These are adventures in this apothecary too, delivering herbs by the sounds of it. When you think about it, we rely on adventures for many things in everyday life. That being said, no matter how essential the task, surely 𝙂𝙗𝙗 doesn't need to be the one to do them. She has incredible talent as a musician and loved being one. What could have happened to make her abandon her path? I don't know, lady. Let's go find out. Yo, Guildmaster. Well, now, you've got 2 questions written all over your faces. What is it ye be needin'? Ah, yes, and 𝙂𝙗𝙗 helped us set up a stall for the Rising, she did. The festival's close to her heart, apparently, and she worked like a woman possessed. We finished in no time, thanks to her. I see. Did she mention where she was lodging by any chance? Not to me, she didn't. She was also up in the Yellowjackets with the fireworks, though, so maybe ye wants to talk to Ayoyo over at the Coral Tower. The Keepers of the Peace in Lyngsath? Thank you, we'll head there at once. Who the hell's named Ayoyo? That's gotta be a 𝙂𝙗𝙖𝙗𝙧𝙖. Right, Ayoyo! I knew it was a frickin' 𝙂𝙗𝙖𝙗𝙧. Oh, hello there! Ye stand with the Coral Headquarters of the Yellowjackets. Is there an incident ye wish to report? Aye, we had a 𝙂𝙗𝙗𝙗 procure us some ingredients for the fireworks. Can't have too much of the flaming colors this time of year, as I'm sure ye can appreciate. As I understand it, she wants to aid them as suffer in the calamity's wake, and was keen as mustard to be involved with aught to do with the Rising. Is that so? If ye wants to know where she is, I suggest ye speak with Dorothea, the head mistress 𝘠𝙤𝙬𝙬𝙧𝙖, and 𝙂𝙗𝙗𝙗 regular leads her a hand at the orphanage. When I chanced upon Dorothea earlier, she was on her way to have a cup of tea at the Missing Member. So she's like to be over at the Aft Castle if ye can find her. Might be she can direct ye to your friend. She's a rival, not a friend. But I'll do as you suggest and look for Miss Dorothea. Thank you for the advice. Right, waiting here by the Aft Castle, looking for the lady. Is that her? Begging your pardon, but might you be Miss Dorothea of 𝙤𝙤𝙬𝙬𝙧𝙖? That's me, alright, and who might ye be? Sure, she's explaining the whole thing. So that's the way of it. 𝙂𝙗𝙗𝙗's been doing all sorts of odd jobs for us, from making repairs around the place to procuring necessities. All the children adore her. Ain't that right, Richa? Archa? 𝙂𝙗𝙗𝙗 always plays songs for us. Beautiful, soothing songs. She still performs even now? Most of the little ones at the shoals lost their families in the calamity. Years on, they still suffer from nightmares and anxiety. The music, what 𝙂𝙗𝙗𝙗 plays, comforts them like nothing else. To know to do that, she herself must have known tragedy too. So she didn't abandon her passion, but rather she shares it. Miyako, at first I thought only to convince 𝙂𝙗𝙗𝙗 to return to music. But now I understand why she made her choice. What she's doing is meaningful, and it wouldn't be right to tell her to give it up. What should I say to her when we meet? I'm at a complete loss. You could say hi. You're 𝙂𝙗𝙗𝙗's friend, right? Do you miss her? Yeah, you do. We're not friends, but rivals. That's right. Rivals. She doesn't believe you. I don't believe you either. Ah, who am I fooling? To have her not only disappear, but to take up dangerous trade besides, I've missed her, as well as feared for her. And when I imagined that I wouldn't be able to strive beside her, or hear her music anymore, it's too much for me to bear. Then when you find 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙬𝙚, tell her you're glad to see her again. You never know when a loved one will be taken from you. So make sure to leave naught unsaid. This is something as I've learned over the years. Now then, if he'd been bent on a making 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙬𝙚 go back, then I would have feigned ignorance. But as it stands, I see no reason to hide her whereabouts. You'll find her in Airport over in Western Lyngsath. Area was hard it by the calamity, and she went there to do her bit. Take the ferry in front of the Fisherman's Guild. It sails straight to the port. I will. Thank you, both of you. Be seeing you. In the course of searching for 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙬𝙚, I've come to realize many things. For one, if I tried to make her go home, she isn't like to listen. No, we'd probably end up shouting at each other and parting on bad terms. That's the last thing I want. And I'm truly grateful to you and everyone else for opening my eyes. Now, just to confirm, you're coming to Airport too, yes? Starting to feel a little nervous, and I could use the support. Aww. Right, Mr. Ferry Skipper, bring me to Airport. And 40 gil? Need bus fare to get to Airport. According to Mr. Othia, 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙬𝙚 should be working in this area. And we're back. So where do you want the crate? That voice, it's her. My thanks, lass. You're always a great help. I'll take it from here so you can run along and collect your reward. When you have time, come and play some songs at our village again, eh? 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙬𝙚, I found you at last. Bathu, good gods, it's been so long. It's been so long, that's all you have to say? You vanished with nary a word. No one knew where you were. Do you have any idea how worried I've been? What's this all of a sudden? I feel as if I'm missing something. So you thought I'd given up music and came all this way to drag me back. It's flattering in a way. That was the original plan anyway, before I learned that you'd been dedicating yourself to those who suffered in the calamity. That you've been using music to bring people comfort. My father fought and fell at 𝙂𝙗𝙗, and when my sickly mother died after that, it made me stop and consider what I truly wanted to achieve with the gifts I have. It didn't take long to arrive at the answer. I wanted to share the joy of music with all who strive to make their way in our calamity-ravaged world. Yes, I understand that now. Yours is a worthwhile calling, and I won't try to convince you to come back. Still, I can't help but feel sad. I'd assumed you'd always be there as my rival, but then you gave that up and found another path. Gave up? Hardly. You always pushed me forward with your relentless pursuit of perfection, and I felt that I needed to find my own sound. One day I hope to express my experiences on this journey in song. And when I do, you better still be there with your skills sharp as ever. Ha 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 ha! Spoken like a true rival. All this time I've been running around in circles. It goes without saying that you can do as you please, but I want you to promise me one thing. Wherever you are, stay safe and visit me from time to time. That's two things, but alright, I can do that much. Miyoko, meeting Namuli again has taken a weight off my heart, and I can't thank you enough for accompanying me all this way. Truly glad that the minstrel sent you. Now then, you and I have some catching up to do. I want to know everything, where you've been, what you've seen, the songs you played as both a friend and a rival. You've seen Bathu Molkoh's quest to find her dear friend to a happy conclusion. Wandering Minstrel will be eager for your report. Oh, there's a Wandering Minstrel. He moved. He changed places. Welcome back, my friend, by your elated expression. I take it you met with success in your search. So the two friends whose paths diverge after the calamity were happily reunited during the Rising, with each gaining newfound understanding for the other. 'Tis a joyous outcome, and I'm glad I entreated your aid. I must say it's quite fascinating how we define ourselves through our connections. Our endeavors may be our own and no one else's, yet there are often others who walk the self-same path, and their presence can serve to guide and inspire. Be it a shining beacon, a warming flame, or a consuming blaze, how those individuals are perceived may vary, but it is by virtue of their existence that we are able to see where we presently stand. Yes, I believe I have the markings of a new verse, and I owe it to you. If you have time, I should like to hear your tale in more detail. Will you not join me for the fireworks? Yeah, show me some fireworks, bro. We have a moment before the display begins. While we wait, will you not lend an ear to my verse? It is a song of comfort and hope dedicated to all forge on in the calamity's wake. Where the fuck am I? Greetings, warrior of light. Oh, is that Yoshi B? This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream, a flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you again, as I have in the past. I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. Lest you wonder, an enchanting concert is to be held at this venue, and I have come to attend it. Music is about enjoying sound. Everyone should be able to enjoy it freely. These are the words of a comrade and a composer. Looking back, I marvel at how long we have been on this journey with you and yours. We've experienced good times and bad, partaken of the sweet and the bitter both. But through it all, ever did music resound, captivating and wondrous. Even as our journey unfolded, many events have taken place in the world beyond. Events that shape our values and way of life. I, for one, have changed with them, and I'm quite certain you have as well. So it only follows that this world too must undergo change. A transformation driven by our hope that your journey will always be worthwhile. As we forge ahead, nothing would please us more than to continue having you there beside us. Enjoying your adventures freely to the accompaniment of marvelous music. Now the time has come for this version to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. This world shall yet endure, and as we continue on our way, I pray that the notes that resound from each of us shall have occasion to rise together once more in harmony. Till that day, I wish you safe and happy travels. Fare you well. Countless souls abide in this world, and the connections we forge with the one another give rise to the symphony of life. In the course of your journeys, you will have heard such music. You yourself have been a performer, creating music with those around you. In recognition of this, I wish to dedicate to you another verse, and your footfalls may resound for all to hear. Upon the wind they echo far, songs of life upon our star. With journeys mark the land abounds, beyond the morrow to resound. Though sun may set and twilight fall, the stars agleam on blackened pall. Our song shall light the way, and guide us forth to break of day. As we make our way in the journey of life, we choose with whom we walk sometimes. However, someone may appear upon the road unannounced, and we find ourselves taken in directions we had not imagined. For instance, had you not lent young Bathu your aid, she and 𝙂𝙚 would not enjoy the connection they now share. To thus appear before others is your destiny, I dare say, and I cannot help but wonder what you will see and hear in your journeys to come. When next we meet, I pray you will regale me with your tales once more. Oh, there's a part 2 of this? Preludes call? Wandering Minstrel regard you with a curious gaze. What do you want now, man? Still savoring the afterglow of the fireworks, are you? You look somewhat dazed, as if you just awakened from a dream. You actually had a dream, you say? And in it, you met an individual who bore an uncanny resemblance to me? Well, I know not the significance of your vision. I have an inkling as to this enchanting concert that was mentioned. If you are otherwise unoccupied, would you care to attend it together? Excellent. Let's make our way to Mikedo's amphitheater in 𝘖𝙁 at once. Alright, here we go. I didn't think the concert was literal, but I guess it is. It appears we have arrived during an intermission. Do you see the piano on the stage? It is there for one and all to play during the rising. Including those guys. As young anomaly also do, music is possessed of the power to comfort and inspire. It can even restore fade memories to vibrant life together with emotions they once evoked. With those words, wondrous effect in the mind, the piano was set up. Dude, that's way too fast for me to read. Holy shit. Ah, performers taken to the stage. God, it really was for those guys. I was joking. That unmistakable arpeggio. Could it be? This song is familiar to me. The performer could well be an esteemed predecessor of mine. There's only one way to know for certain. I shall go and speak with him after he has finished playing. That's what you think. He's gonna disappear. Apologies for the wait. My suspicions were correct. Permit me to introduce you to the legendary composer. Nay, it isn't my place to reveal his identity. Not when he's gone to such lengths to remain anonymous, that he might simply delight in music with us. Know, however, that you have been touched by his work somewhere out there, this I guarantee. This woman is an inspiring adventurer. Might you have any words you would offer to her? Greetings, adventurer. Tell me, have you been enjoying the music that colors your journey? Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool music in this game. This question I also pose to you over yonder. God, don't fourth wall break me right now. It is not only the battles and stories or the music which brings them to life, but how you choose to interact with the game that truly shapes the experience. For being part of this final yet unending fantasy, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Yeah, thanks, bro. I love you too. Token of my gratitude, please accept this gift. Oh, and do remember the name Kon-Tiki. It's a little project of mine. Don't mention anything to our minstrel friend, though. He's standing right there. Can he not literally hear you? It seems you are privy to a secret, but worry not, I am not one to pry. Now then, Enveloped in the warmth of enchanting music, I shall return to my wanderings. After all, the adventure promises to continue for quite some time to come. I agree, they're planning 5 more expansions. So, that's gonna be a while. Oh, wow. Or Castrian rolls for some old Final Fantasy music. That's cool. Well, that seems to be it. Thank you all for joining. And I'll see you another time. Goodbye. Bye-bye.